Alrighty, we are live. We're back for day 16. 4444. I know that yesterday I accidentally said it was day 14. Yesterday was actually day 15, which makes today day 16. Today we're talking about low blood sugar and how annoying it can be, but also how to treat it. So, first of all, let's start off with what is a low blood sugar. Low blood sugar is defined as anything below 80. Now, depending on your source, some people say it's below 70. But for me, if it dips below 80, that to me triggers a feeling of I should probably get ready to treat this. Now, when you treat it, what do you treat it with? You treat it with a treat. See what I did there? With a treat, with low blood sugar, the typical rule that you will hear time and time again is treat with 15 grams of carbs and then wait 15 minutes. So what that means is you're going to go have 15 grams of a fast-acting sugar, whether that's juice or soda or glucose tabs or Snickers bar, kinda. That's not as fast because it has fats and proteins. But you find 15 grams and you eat it, and then you wait 15 minutes and you check your blood sugar again. Now, hopefully, in that 15 minutes, you will not only have stopped dropping, but you will also maybe even started going back up, depending on the fast actingness of your sugars. In other words, the glycemic index. So glycemic index measures how fast something is going to spike your blood sugar, and different options exist for us as diabetics. Some are synthetic, been made by humans, and some are natural. For example, fruit, that's a natural one, but fruit also has fiber in many cases. So some fruits are actually not going to be super fast, and some are, some aren't. But first of all, I'm going to show you guys my go-tos for my low blood sugars. Thankfully, it's honestly very rare at this point that I have low blood sugar, because I really decided to take control over my diabetes and really focus on the management to make life a lot easier with my stable blood sugars. But they still happen. It was a couple nights ago that I had a low blood sugar at it was about 1 in the morning, lasted till 2 in the morning. It was an hour long. Now, granted, when I treat my low blood sugars, I know my body, you know your body, we're all a little bit different. So for me, 4 grams can actually be enough to help me with the low blood sugar. So I took 1 sugar tablet, which is my go-to. I brought a bunch of examples, I hope you guys don't mind. So these are generic glucose tablets. Super exciting, right? They taste alright. It's not a great taste, but they are very effective, very high on the glycemic index, which means that they will spike blood sugars almost instantaneously, which is what I want. And each tablet, I'll take one out for you guys and show you what they look like. Here's a little bottle of them. Each one of these tablets is 4 grams of fast-acting sugar, or 4 grams of carbs. So, depending on how much you need, if you were to have 3 of these, that's 12, 4, 16. So for most people, between 3 and 4 tablets is the correct amount that you should take every 15 minutes if you are still dropping and below the threshold of 80 for milligrams per deciliter blood sugar. In America, that's how we measure blood sugar. 80 is low. There are different options for treating lows. Some people go and raid their cupboards and eat whatever they want, use it as an excuse, and obviously that is a bit more of a panicky low. You know, you go to the fridge, you eat everything in sight, and you pay for it later, unfortunately, with a high blood sugar, which we talked about yesterday about the roller coasters, where you go low, so you eat everything, and then you go high, so you take insulin, then you go low, so you eat everything, and it's just seemingly unending cycle. But if you take the correct amount of carbs to fix your low and you have patience to wait it out, then you will be on the path to success. Hopefully, instead of going low and then going straight back up into a high blood sugar, you go low and you kind of stabilize and come slowly back up to the correct, 100, 120, whatever it is that you have your target range set at. So, like I mentioned, a few things that I use. Glucose tablets are my number one. They are easy to measure. They come in small dosages, so 4 grams of carbs. And these enable me to take them wherever I go. Planes, road trips, movie theaters, wherever. They can't say no to this. It's not a liquid. It's great. Second option, I do carry these in my backpack, which is why they're kind of beat up. I think this one's actually broken. There we go. Not broken, but open. Juice. So another, just a generic brand juice box. Nothing special. But juice is also another very fast-acting sugar. However, per juice box, I'm going to read this nutrition label for you guys. It has 25 grams of carbs. Now, if you remember in the beginning of this video, I said 15 grams of carbs, then wait 15 minutes. So that means you're drinking half of this only. Which, when you're really going low, you're going to want to drink this whole thing. You're going to want to drink 2 of these because it's not fun being low, and your brain typically goes into a panic. It's very difficult, but it can be managed to train yourself to not panic when you are low. It's something that I've been working on myself because I used to go into an actual panic when I had low blood sugars, and so I had to rework on my mindset, which has now then become a part of the program. I learned what was successful and what skills I needed to develop in order to get more control over my mindset, and I want to share that with the rest of the world. So don't freak out when you go low. Try to remain calm. Only consume 15 grams of carbs, but that is also, again, case by case. If you have double arrows down on your CGM, that means you're dropping really fast. Maybe you should go for that 30 grams and then just pay for the high blood sugar later, because it's more important to avoid the low blood sugar than it is to have the high blood sugar. So if you can get out of that low, that is top priority 100%. So I'm going to move on. For those extreme low blood sugars, we have, make sure I don't have any prescription numbers on here. I'll just cover that part up. Glucagon. Glucagon pen. I'll open it up for you guys. There we go. Pull this out. And we'll cover that number just in case. I don't know if that's supposed to be private. But we have here a glucagon pen. You can see there's a bottle right here with a powder in it. You inject the liquid into there, mix up into a solution, pull the solution back out into the syringe, and then stab that person in the thigh or into a meaty area of their body. Now, typically, this is only to be used if the diabetic is unconscious or unable to get sugar for themselves. Now, there are diabetics that I have actually heard the story of, 2 different versions. One is they know they're going to be unconscious, they know they're going to go super low, but no one's around to help them. And so they give themselves that shot as a last case, as a last-ditch effort to get those sugars back up. And if that doesn't work, it's call 911. Because if you can't function, if you can't stay alert and conscious, you need to make sure someone is there to help you. Second thing that I've heard about that is people that have actually microdosed with the glucagon pen. So glucagon, what it does is when you inject it, it hits your liver, and it's actually a hormone. So it's not sugar. It's a hormone that causes the release of the sugar in your liver that is stored, and that surges through your body and causes a rise in blood glucose in your blood vessels. Oftentimes, people will say that after taking that, because of that surge of hormones, release of sugar, and all the chemical processes involved, they feel very nauseous afterwards, and they want to throw up, or sometimes they even do throw up. So it should be used only as a last option, but it is there to be that last option. Like I was saying, people microdose, so they will take just a little bit out and inject it and see if it gets enough, if that's their only form of sugar they have. So this I carry on my backpack all the time with me as that emergency. My wife knows where it is, my family knows where it is, and it's a very important tool. I've actually never had to use one, and I've had diabetes for almost 9 years, and I've never used one. So it should not be something you go to as a common fix for low blood sugars, but you should have one if you are able to. So those are some examples of fast sugars. Now, once you get your blood sugar up, you want to stabilize. So this is a protein bar. It's got fat, protein, carbs. That is going to help you keep your blood sugar stable. Reason being, when your blood sugar spikes, if there's no fat or no protein, it will then drop right back down to where it was. And that's not what you want to have happen. So if you are able to spike it, as soon as you reach a point where you think that's where you want to stay, have some protein, some fat. I also brought another example out that a lot of people like to use. I personally, it's one of my favorite things, but I have to be cautious with it because I will eat the entire jar of peanut butter. I love peanut butter. Peanut butter is loaded with fat, and because of that, it is great for stabilizing blood sugars. So if you are going to use, let's say, glucose tablets, once you get above the number that you're comfortable at, 100, 120, whatever it is, stabilize a peanut butter or another form of fat or protein. You can also have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is a common go-to that I've heard. You know what? That is, I'm going to try to wrap it up right now because I know that my lives have been going for like 20 minutes the last couple of days. I'm going to try to keep these more short and concise and just jam-pack the information into shorter videos because I know that you guys are probably not looking forward to spending an hour on a Facebook Live with me unless it's on something that really gets you. So that is the important stuff. So glucose tablets, super generic. I don't buy any of the special stuff outside of the glucagon pen, which again, it's good to have one of these for those crazy emergencies, but it is not something that you should go to for any and every low. It should be used as a last resort. So I hope you found this helpful. If you guys have any more questions on getting out of low blood sugars or what to use for low blood sugars or what they feel like, any of that stuff, comment below, send FTF Warrior a message, get in touch. I would love to talk more about it, whether it's in the lives or if it's through Facebook Messenger. Let me know, and I would love to help out any way I can. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. It is now the weekend officially. It is Friday night here in San Diego. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Keep up the fight.